everyone, so in this video I'm making our rainbow soap. I made 2 big slabs of it. It's not my biggest batch, but this is the first time I've made it in the tall bars, I think. So I used my 2 biggest molds. This video kicks off our rainbow extravaganza, which I'm really excited about. If you want to see how I made this rainbow soap, and I'll cut it in this video as well, just keep watching. A little note about the making portion of this video, I am just showing the layers, and the reason for that is that I have my molds level on one counter and then I make the soap on another counter. So I made 6 different batches, I split them evenly for each color. I've done it all different ways, but since I was working in 2 different slabs and I needed the extra time to split them evenly, I just decided the 6 batches was going to be the way to go. For me, that is just the most stress-free way that I can guarantee to get straight layers in my rainbow soap. Alright, so it's time to cut the rainbow soap, and I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. It wasn't a chatty video, but that's what I needed to do to get the job done. It's looking nice. The top reddish pink color did kind of fade out a little bit from the making, so I was a smidgen disappointed, but it actually is all in a very similar tone. So I think it turned out super duper. I love it. I did tighten my wire, but it's acting like it's a little bit, it's still shifting somehow in the cut. So I'm getting just a little bit of ridging from the wire, but I'm thinking that, well, I'm not just thinking, I know it's not going to be a problem because I'm going to just plane that edge anyway. I used almost, well, yes, I used almost all new colors. And so it's always a bit of a gamble when I use new colors. but I'm wild that way. I was thinking, why am I making rainbow soap with brand new colors and making a double batch at that? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I have made rainbow soap much bigger, but those were the wide bars, and I had bigger molds for those at the time. I made a double batch. I think that made 100, right at about 100 bars, I guess, at the time. This edge is a little bit wonky, so I'm going to save this one for one of my other special projects. When I make rainbow soap, usually several other soaps come out of it, so that's why I wanted to make sure I made a really big batch this time. Not as big as it could have been. I need to get some new molds, and actually as I'm cutting this, my husband is out in the shop building a new mold for my next batches, so I'm pretty excited about that. This soap is now a couple of weeks old. I just have not had the time to get a video up and running because I had my release, and so I get to a point where I just focus on the release for a while and I don't get a lot of soap made. I just have to do a lot of editing and label design and soap cleanup, and I always think I'm going to be more prepared, but I never am. That's how I operate. It just is. And I've tried fighting it, and I finally have learned that I will just be ready when the time comes, and that's how I function. So this soap is plenty hard, and if it were much harder, my soap cutter might fight me a little bit more, but we're doing all right. So coming up next, I'll be making confetti blossom and sunshine and rainbows and snowberry, which I guess I'll leave it as snowberry for now, but I may change the name. Getting all these delightful end cuts that I use for samples. I am going to be making some samplers for our rainbow extravaganza, so one of these loaves, at least one, will be cut for the samplers. I'm not going to show you that because I will probably cut the samplers all at once once I know what size I want, so I'm not shifting them back and forth. Shifting this back and forth, I mean. I just love it. I love rainbows. I love rainbows so much. They make me happy, and I have been planning this particular release for the entire year so far, probably into last fall actually. But I've had this idea and I've just been waiting for everything to come together, and things are finally coming together. My target date for this special rainbow extravaganza is September 4th, and that is subject to change, but that's what I'm going for at the moment. This is a pretty, even though this is the end, which is a little bit rougher and sometimes a little curvy right in here from my paper, it still looks like a fairly even bar. So we are going fairly even loaf. So we are just gonna keep working on it. I loved Lisa Frank products. Did anybody have a Trapper Keeper? I just loved all the rainbows. I just wanted all the rainbows. Give me all of the rainbows. And I'm still that way. And I'm nearing 40 years old at this point. I just love rainbows. So this is going to be just a really fun time for me. I'm going to just be very happy. Did everyone notice how precisely I end up lining things up over here? It's kind of silly, but that's my OCD showing. So let me think here. I know I want 1 loaf for sure for samples, 1 loaf for sure for starters for my other projects. I think I'm gonna call that good, and so I can reevaluate. I don't wanna go ahead and cut anything yet until I know exactly for sure what size I'm gonna go with. So here we have, well, it's not the nicest bar, but it's gonna get cleaned up and look spectacular. Here we have rainbow, and it is scented in our pear scent. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.